Excellent. And welcome everyone to today's session. I am Adrian Cropley. I'm from the Centre for Strategic Communication Excellence, and I'm also a director of the Global Alliance, along with my wonderful colleague there, EK, who we're both on the Global Alliance. Also joining us is Sia Giorgio from the Centre for Strategic Communication Excellence, and also Jennifer Muir, who is from the CAPR and also a Global Alliance Director. Welcome to our Centre for Strategic Communication Excellence members, along with IEBC members from around the region and also the CAPR members. We thought we'd make this a combined session just to give everybody the latest and greatest of the most exciting event this year. In fact, I think it's going to be the most exciting event ever, because I'm quoting Dr. EK. As the biggest, boldest, and brightest World PR Forum that we've got. So let me do a quick introduction, and then I'm going to hand over to Dr. EK, because this isn't about us. We'll talk a little bit later about some of the logistics for certainly our members in Australia and New Zealand and what that means from a travel visa point of view. But for most of this session, I'm going to leave it to our wonderful colleagues in Nigeria who are excited to welcome people from right around the world. So let me just give you a very quick introduction overview. Let me share my screen with you just so you can see who's on the call. So, as we said, biggest, brightest, and boldest. You're going to hear the term Walhala many, many times, which is kind of the Nigerian way of saying no worries, everything's fine. And you're going to hear that an awful lot from the team, and also when you're in Nigeria. I have to say it's really quite exciting to see that the World PR Forum is going to be held in Africa and certainly Nigeria. And for those of us that don't know an awful lot about Nigeria, and you're going to find out a whole lot more in this session, that it really is, from a communication point of view, for those of us that have been to world conferences in the different associations around the world, know that participation from Nigeria is increasing year after year. And now it's about time we went to Nigeria and really looked at where this great communication brains power is coming from. So today, hopefully Jennifer will be joining us, but Jennifer Muir is also the director on the Global Alliance board and certainly runs some of our DE&I initiatives. And Jennifer is planning to be in Nigeria along with myself, and I think Sia as well from the centre. I'm going to hand over in a moment to Dr. Ike Niliaku, who is the president of the Nigerian Institute of PR and also a global director on the board of the Global Alliance. And he is probably one of the most interesting people you could ever meet. His two colleagues are front and center with everything that is happening at World PR Forum, and that's Dr. Tope Ojeme and Yakubu Lamai. And both of these people have been really working very hard to bring World PR Forum to Nigeria, and it's in November. So it is getting very close now. So it is time to prepare. I'll talk again at the end of the session and talk about some of the logistics from Australia, New Zealand point of view. But let me now hand over, and I'll stop sharing my screen so he can share his, to Dr. EK.
Thank you so much, Adrian. I would like to really appreciate you and our colleagues who are here with us this morning. I'm here with Dr. Tope Ojeme. Before Dr. Tope Ojeme, there is Yakubu Lamai. And like you said, Yakubu is actually the co-chairman of the National Planning Committee of WPRF Abuja 2026. And apart from being the co-chairman, he is also the man in charge of content development for the forum. And he is also the spokesperson for WPRF Abuja 2026. So he has everything that is required. And this is because of his experience. He has served three governors of Nasarawa State, the state where we are citing our university, at a very high level. He's currently the Director General in charge of strategic communication and events management at Nasarawa State Government. Nasarawa is just like what New Jersey or so that's who he is. And then we have Dr. Tokme Ojeme. Dr. Ojeme is the chair of creatives, all the creative assets of the WPRF so far is from Tokme. By the way, since you are the first, before we let it out of the bag, Malam Yakubu Lamai has created and is producing an anthem for Global Alliance, because we felt that part of the gift we should give to Global Alliance is to give to the world public relations family, as it were, an anthem that whenever we have an event, that anthem will signal who we are, what we represent, and then we're also working on a theme song. So it's really going to be an exciting time in Nigeria. These are my colleagues who are here with me, and you could see that we said presentation to the family of Center for Strategic Communication Excellence, because we realize that it's a family that you have put together this morning, and we really appreciate you, Adrian and colleagues, for finding the time to be with us. The way we are going to engage this morning, we will start with Malam Yakubu Lamai. He will lay the foundation generally, and then myself and Tokwe and I will now make the presentation using the slides. So, Malam Lamai, you have the floor, please, for your opening remarks.
Thank you so very much, Mr. President. I actually had to shut down my video because, where I am, I think the bandwidth or the network is unstable. So,
It's
but I would
fine.
like to say very warm. It's morning out here to Adrian and my other colleagues. Thank you so very much. It's really a huge honor and a privilege to be here. And thank you so much for the very warm and kind words from Adrian this morning. What I would simply do, since my network is the one that's a bit unstable, is just to give a general overview. For us here in Nigeria, the coming of the World Public Relations Forum, it's really what I'll call an event of inestimable honor for us. We really feel like it's taken us back all the way to when Nigeria hosted over 56 or so countries in 1977 with the FESTAC, Festival, Black African Culture and Arts. So the engagements are at, all the levels. We're saying, of course, the centerpiece would be the intellectual part, that would enhance and amplify the value of public relations, the PR, the practice, the craft, the profession. But we're also seeing beyond that we're bringing the entire world, 126 countries, under the Global Alliance to Nigeria. So we should showcase, the very diverse cultural hospitality experiences of Nigeria at this global event. We've introduced an evening that sort of winds down after all the intellectual, sessions as well as the networking, where later on in the evening, we can have things like, selected heritage events, where we now are involving even state governments in Nigeria to have exhibition stands where our delegates can actually go out and have the opportunity to taste Nigerian cuisine. And also, we're bringing cultural troops just to bring vibrancy, Nigerian music and so on. And then, of course, you have regatta, as well as fashion, Nigerian fashion, and so on. So you take something that is original to Nigeria, given that we see Nigeria as the heart of Africa. You have over 200 million people, is the country with the largest population of the Black race, and so on and so forth. So there's a melting pot and a potpourri of so many things to take away. So we want to make it really memorable for whoever comes to this country. And thankfully, beginning, of course, Dr. Neliaku, the president, would tell you more formally about that. But of course, we're assured that the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria would be here with us. And then you would hear also of the engagement of the Tanzanian president. My state, which is the New Jersey to New York, or the Maryland the Maryland to Washington, D.C., Nasarawa State is where we're hosting the world's first ever University of Public Relations and Leadership. And I can tell you that, we're truly excited to do that. There's so much that is happening to prepare the grounds for all of our delegates to come from around the world, in November. And then the way the National Planning Committee is working is we're getting the building blocks and the support of all of the 36 chapters that we have in the 36 states of the country, to also help us keep the excitement and energize the entire PR community in Nigeria. And you're talking of a registration of well over 4,000 people. So we're looking at least bringing about 3,500 delegates, to come for the event. So the general daily structure would be such that, we go through the entire panel discussions. We go through the sessions, the academic sessions, and the networking, and then each of which we've curated in such ways that the platforms, as presented, of course, to Global Alliance for whatever approvals and guidance and reshaping, would be such that you have sessions that showcase legislature, good governance. You have presidential forums, you have ministers of different countries having a forum, you have governors come to speak, and then, of course, we're working with Global Alliance and as well our contacts abroad to see if we can also get very influential global speakers to come. So I can assure you that the nuts and bolts, we're taking a cue from what Global Alliance has done with previous WPRF editions to push the envelope. When we say it's the biggest, the brightest, and the boldest, we're learning from your experiences to see how the one in Africa, gives you lifetime memories. And all of this is structured. And again, for the delegates that are coming over, they can also be assured that we've been very meticulous in putting in place standard procedure to give people warm welcome. The priority, of course, would be, you have expedited entry, seamless, structured movements. We have dedicated protocol persons who would meet, greet, and guide, and of course, fast track things from entry point to make sure that all of what you do within the country in the 7 days is such that it is seamless and is done to perfection. So I can assure you that the National Planning Committee, the NPC, has 16 work groups that have itemized all of these aspects. We have every work group working, and they've been working for the last 14 months. So now that we're getting close, we're tightening up. And initially it's weekly meetings, but now you have other committees that are looking at all the other smaller aspects. So we're ready. We're fully ready, and we're also open to take as much input, and we're also open for whatever critical guidance and so on to make sure that we represent Global Alliance, we represent Africa, we represent the value of our profession as PR professionals, with the finesse and the panache that is required to deliver a world-class event that would actually push the envelope and set for something that is big, bold, and very, very bright. The details would be in the presentation of the President, Dr. Iken Eliako. So again, I thank you for the opportunity to speak and just make some few opening remarks. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for very profound opening remarks, very rich. We'll now go into the nitty-gritty. Thank you. I will come in here. And the first question that I would like to ask is, why is WPRF 2026 Abuja, Nigeria different? One is that this is a lifetime experience, and I'm saying this from my heart because I know the level of work that is being done. I know that I have been to WPRF, and like Lamai said, we have learned from what has been done to ensure that we give you the very best. This is going to be the biggest, the brightest, and the boldest global public relations gathering for the decade. I need to piggyback a bit. You remember that in 1978, we had the World Public Relations Assembly, which was then hosted by Mexico. And it was at that event that we had the Mexican statement that was the first time that public relations was having a global definition. Since after Mexico 78, we've not had the opportunity of a convergence of the top minds in public relations come back to set an agenda for public relations and communication practice since that time. And that's why in Abuja, with the help of Adrian and his team, we are curating Abuja Declaration on Responsible Communication. This is because the issue confronting our world today is on communication. It rests completely on our shoulders. Violent communication has led to violent expressions. Violent expressions have led to violent conflicts across the world, and we're seeing it. And if we are not careful, more will happen. So a time has come when our profession must rise to this occasion and provide the pathway. When solutions are not forthcoming from other quarters, professionals in the communication sector are now arising to create a pathway to peace, to responsible communication, to global development, so that people will have hope. That is what we expect to happen in Abuja. And it's not an experience any of us would want to miss. It's an experience we want to have our name and our signature on the card, that we were part of those that took that decision. And that's why we always say, no Walhala, because when communication is in the room, when responsible communication is in the room, there will be no Walhala. Secondly, imagine going to the World Cup. Imagine being at Davos for World Economic Forum. This is exactly what we are trying to create in Abuja for public relations and communication. 1 week of great experience packed with activities covering all aspects of public relations and communication. And like my colleague Yakubu said, it's for a whole 1 week, from Sunday 15th to Saturday 21st November 2026. And the theme is globally timed and relevant: responsible communication, the voice of the world. We're expecting delegates from over 126 countries, but more importantly, the entire Africa region, the entire continent is coming together to host you. So it's not just Nigeria, it is the entire Africa. coming together to host you under the umbrella of African Public Relations Association. So Nigeria is the platform that Africa had chosen because of our size, because of what we represent in Africa, and they felt that we should be given that mandate, a mandate that we have taken and taken very, very seriously. And we expect, like I said earlier, that proper agenda will be set. Variety of top-rated and unique participants are expected. We are looking at getting global thought leaders and icons from all the continents of the world, cutting across public relations, cutting across integrated marketing communication. We've had situations where those in marketing are saying that they want to be part of it. Those in advertising are saying that they want to be part of it. Those that are into media practice are saying that they want to be part of it. And we're saying, why not? Because public relations is the king of communication. It is the heart of communication. And that's why no matter what anybody does on earth, if you cannot relate well, which is public relations, then you are not existing. So we are welcoming them, and then we are bringing in people from business, from governance, from politics, from commerce, from academia, from technology, from military, from faith-based organizations, culture, civil society, students, youth, royal institutions. We are bringing all of them together under one umbrella, and that is the umbrella of World Public Relations Forum. Why are we doing this? Usually we put ourselves in the room and we speak to ourselves. And then we leave outside the room those who are the beneficiaries of our solutions, of our ideas, of our creatives. And now we are saying, let there be a conversation between the ideas people, that is us, and then the users of our ideas, so that our profession will be deepened and made more relevant. So we want to listen to them and then know how they feel about our content. We're also bringing in people from diplomatic community and international organizations. Just last Thursday, we had the opportunity of hosting the lady who is in charge of United Nations Development Program in the whole of Africa. She was in Nigeria and we hosted her. And the entire UN systems in Nigeria are looking forward to participating in this program. We are also bringing people from what we call in Nigeria as expressive communication, where you have the entertainment people, arts, culture, sports, music, fashion. In Nigeria, we have the voice communication, and then we have the expressive communication, those who use their talents and creativity to make sure that they promote what is going on. Who does what? Like we've said earlier, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be the chief host. This is one major achievement that we have made for our profession, because usually, like I said, we speak to ourselves. But now the first task we had to confront was to bring this forum to the center of Nigeria by making it a country project. We got the Minister of Information and National Orientation, who is our supervising minister, to support us throughout the process of the bid. And he's the host minister. And then we have high-profile keynote speakers led by the president of Zambia, who is coming to be our presidential keynote speaker. We also have other keynote speakers like Melissa Fleming, the UN Under-Secretary General for Global Communication, and so on. And of course, our Global Alliance is the global host. African Public Relations Association is the continental host. And then Nigerian Institute of Public Relations is the host association. And then you are the delegates. If all these people are mobilized and the delegates are not in the room, then it's not happening. So these are the critical people. And then these are some of the speakers, the key speakers that I've confirmed. We have from World Bank, we have from United Nations, we have from other parts of the world, from UNESCO, from Interpol, from World Customs Organization, from the Page Society, and so on and so forth. The gentleman that is here, some of us may know him at IABC, that's Douglas Downs, who is the #1 public relations podcaster in the world rated today. He's coming to be part of what we are doing. What do you want to expect? Or what should you expect? Expect a massive knowledge sharing, great learning and practical insights from experienced industry experts and professionally knowledgeable speakers who are going to come and be part of what we are doing. There'll be high-level dialogues, workshops, master classes, but critically, we are convening the African Ministers of Information Roundtable, which will be hosted by the Minister of Information of Nigeria. And just recently, it's not here, but just recently, we've come up with the idea of Conference of Presidents and CEOs of Public Relations and Communication Organizations across the globe, that we are going to situate it here because that is where we will finalize the document that Adrian and his group are putting together under the Abuja Declaration. The thinking is that all the leaders will sit around the table to look at this document, endorse it, and then present it to the entire forum for adoption. We're also going to have a celebration of 25th anniversary of Global Alliance, presentation of a book on responsible communication, presentation of Global Alliance Awards 2025-2026, APRA Awards, and so on and so forth. This is going to give you the opportunity to have an authentic and live African experience with varieties of African music, African arts, African culture, African cuisine mounted at the WPRF Experience Nigeria Zone, so that when you close from working in the morning at the conference venue, you retire to the experience zone to have the real experience, and then later in the evening, we go for other functions. So it's going to be a time and a season of refreshing. We are putting together a 7-hour tailoring pavilion of African attire. So any attire you see and you like it will be made for you, of course, at a subsidized fee, but the essence is to part of giving you that experience. There will be international exhibitions, outstanding global networking and contacts will take place. Visa and consular services, we have a dedicated desk or work for WPRF visa and consular services. Like we said, we've managed to escalate the WPRF to become a national event. And for us, that's a major achievement. So Nigerian government has come into this to make sure that everybody plays the role that they have to play. Delegates from countries without Nigerian diplomatic missions will apply through any Nigerian mission. They have been fully informed. And like I said, a desk office has been created for this purpose. So the issue of visa is no Walhala at all. Global travels to Abuja, Nigeria. It's very interesting. You can access Abuja from any part of the world. And for some airlines, they prefer to go to Lagos. Lagos is 50 minutes flight into Abuja. But the interesting thing is that we have arranged for appropriate reception for anybody that prefers to come through through Lagos into Abuja. They will be received and then they will transit into Abuja. And those who are coming straight to Abuja will come straight and they will be received. Lagos is the commercial capital of Nigeria and used to be the place that, until 1990, until 1983, our capital was in Lagos, just the same thing that you have in Brazil, and so on and so forth. So Abuja is now the political capital, while Lagos remains the commercial capital. Some prefer to have a feel of the two big cities in Africa. So whichever one you prefer, there are all the airlines, major international airlines coming to Nigeria, because we are talking of a population of 220 million. It's a market that no serious organization would want to ignore, except they have very serious reasons to do that. We have talked with the Lufthansa Airlines, and they are giving us a discounted rate. We're also speaking with Ethiopian Airlines for global and continental flight. They have given us, again, some measure of a discounted rate, and so on. I will now stop at this point and invite my colleague, Dr. Tokpe Ojeme, to take it from here. Tokpe, are you ready?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay,
yes, I am.
So take it.
All right. So at this point, we're talking about the hotels at this point, and we can tell you, just like you've heard from the president and from our co-chairman Yakubu Lamai, this will certainly be the biggest, the brightest, and the boldest. Some of the boldest hotels in the world come under the name Transcorp Hilton. And ours in Nigeria is a redefined Transcorp Hilton. The hall we're using is a world-class hall where we would have all the necessary facilities. The venues are carefully selected. And as you also heard, the very first university in the world is, as we speak, almost completed, University of Public Relations and Leadership at Gudi, Nasarawa State, where you will experience the spectacle of what academics will be like when public relations is at the top of it. And so the venues are carefully selected. We can also tell you that for hotel accommodation, accredited hotels have been also carefully selected to partner for WPRF with negotiated affordable prices. Hotels selected in every pocket, for every pocket that you can think of. We have 5-star hotels, we have 4-star hotels, we have 3-star hotels. And bookings can be done through designated WPRF hotel accommodation desk officers or directly through the hotel. The booking codes will be shared on or before the end of this month, July 2026. For weather conditions and clothing, Abuja has, I can tell you, excellent weather conditions, constantly on summer mode, especially throughout the period of WPRF. The daytime temperature stands at 32 degrees or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, with night time low as 18 degrees centigrade or 64 degrees Fahrenheit. No warm clothing is required here. The weather is just perfect. Nigerians are very dressy, and I can tell you that our cue usually is the way you dress is the way you are addressed. As mentioned earlier, this is Public Relations World Cup, and for us in Nigeria, there is a touch of almost every tribe and every. So you find some of our dresses reminding you of Mexico. You find some of our dresses reminding you of Asia. You find some of our dresses reminding you of different parts of the world, because we're diverse in that regard. So you would love our dressing. Let's talk about security. We know that all over the world, irresponsible communication is causing crises here and there. But here in Abuja, we can tell you, particularly for the city of Abuja, Abuja is globally acknowledged as a safe and choice venue for high-profile international events. And this is for sure because we have events conveyed for over the years in Nigeria of international status. 2026 alone, we have had 4 international conferences in Abuja and about 6 additional ones coming up between now and the end of the year. Over the past 10 years, there's never been an incident of public security breach in Abuja. More importantly, the president of Nigeria is the chief host, and you can be sure that as the chief host, he is very, very particular about security, and usually will also be very particular about ensuring that our guests have a secured environment. For health and medicals, adequate provision has been made to meet medical needs of delegates at WPRF 2026. So be assured that there is sufficient provision in that regard. Now, let's talk about the shadows. Well, it's work in progress, but we can tell you on Sunday, there's arrival and welcome cocktail, and prepare yourself for spectacle, because as you arrive in Nigeria, you'll be greeted by the love, the warmth of the people, not just Nigeria, but the whole of Africa. Let me inform you that the whole of Africa will be receiving you in Nigeria. So it's not just Nigerians receiving you, Africa is receiving you, and you can be sure it will be a spectacle. On Monday, we'll have a global knowledge sharing conference featuring great sessions. Being an academic myself from the university, I can also tell you that the excitement in the universities across Nigeria and across the world is something really wonderful. I'm sure some of you would have received previously the call by Tony Berlusconi to put in papers. That paper is already out. Some of us in Nigeria also put in paper, and it's already out and it's doing great. So on Monday, we'll have great sessions. And then the list of the sessions are there: misinformation and social cohesion, sustainability in public relations, advertising for change, cultural diversity and communication, environment sustainability, and ethical use of AI and robotics, particularly when we talk public relation. On Tuesday, November 17, we'll have professional sessions on ethical leadership and public relations, shaping trusts and taking responsibility in a divided world, views across the globe. This will be done by a panel of Regional Council of Chairs, panel of presidents and CEOs, which the president mentioned earlier. We have CEOs, corporate suits. Then we have sub-national leadership dialogue. And then there's the formal opening ceremony of WPRO 2026 and presidential statements. So Tuesday is really going to be wonderful. Wednesday, there is the celebration of Africa. Feature in your mind the World Cup and feature in your mind what the celebration looks like. You would see something really better than this. There will be speeches on raising global advocates for advancing and sustainable development goals. Keynote address, of course, as you heard earlier, a special session of African ministers, and this will be really, really interesting. It's an information roundtable on responsible communication pathway to Africa, peace, security, cooperation, and development. Paper presentation of sessions of Africa Public Relations Association, APRA, and then the APRA dinner and awards, something you don't want to miss. On Thursday, you have the building, that's a global engagement on building global peace, understanding, and security. There'll be special sessions by regional organizations, European Union, African Union, the Asian Association of Southeast Asian Nations, League of Arab States, Organization of American States, Union of South American Nations, Association of Caribbean States, Global Alliance. Next level session on responsible AI will also be taking place. And then we'll have high-level dialogues, special concurrent sessions, workshop, masterclasses, and so on. High-level dialogue, like I said, and the Tony Falcone workshop, which I alluded to earlier, will also hold. Global Alliance 25th Anniversary Dinner and Awards. I can tell you, you've not seen anything like this before. The other Global Alliance Awards can't be compared with what's coming here in Abuja, Nigeria. Friday 20th, you have the Global Youth Public Relations Summit. We have a vibrant youth population in Nigeria. When I say vibrant, real vibrant. There will be inauguration of the University of Public Relations and Leadership. Don't forget, that's the first in the world. There'll be gala dinner with musical and cultural festival. And you would have tourism and recreational activities on Saturday, the 21st of November. With this, you now watch the WPRF short video.
The world is coming to Abuja, and you are invited to be part of a defining global experience. From Sunday 15th to Saturday 21st November 2026, the Global Alliance World Public Relations Forum WPRF 2026 gathers the finest minds in communication. Global leaders, policy makers, scholars, innovators, and emerging voices for a week designed to inform, inspire, and connect. Theme: responsible. The world is coming to a...
Sorry, let me...
Inspire and connect. Theme:
Oh dear.
The voice of the world. Hosted at the prestigious Transcorp Hilton Abuja, this landmark forum will welcome delegates from over 126 countries into a powerful ecosystem of knowledge, insights, and influence.
We're all going to be in Nigeria, Abuja, November 2026.
Why should you attend? At WPRF 2026, you will gain cutting-edge insights into responsible and ethical communication. You will participate in meaningful global conversations that shape industries. You have an opportunity to showcase your brand on the global stage and build powerful international networks. Be part of this historic milestone in the public relations profession. Experience the richness of Africa's culture, innovation, and hospitality. Nigeria's hosting of WPRF 2026 represents a defining global moment, positioning Africa at the center of conversations on trust, ethics, and the future of communication. Register now. Be part of the movement shaping the voice of the world. Secure your place today at www.wprf2026.niprng.org.ng. Join the global community this November in Abuja.
May responsible communication continue to light the path for Africa's transformation. No Walhala.
See you at WPRF 2026.
WPRF 2026. Welcome to Nigeria, the heartbeat of Africa, where the world meets, learns, connects, and leads. As we say, no Walhala.
Thank you very much. So what needs to be done? Thank you very much, Dr. Jeme. It's to now go ahead and register, mobilize those from your region and your organizations to register to participate in WPRF. This is the most affordable world gathering that has been put together for those in our sector. All sessions, plenaries, panels, workshops, high-level dialogues, breakfast in selected accredited hotels, lunch, dinner, tea, coffee breaks, award ceremonies, forum materials, entertainment zone, everything is included in the registration fee. So it's a one-stop arrangement. And we have also introduced bonus of 5-for-1 registration. So if you register five people from one organization, you are entitled to one free registration. And this is what the subsidized fee is. For Global Alliance and APRA members, it's $450. That is the going rate now. Of course, towards the time of the program, when we get the number, it will either increase or we may shut down. But for non-Global Alliance and non-APRA members, it is $800 because that is the value. That is the cost on each head, each delegate. But it's being subsidized because we are hoping that we will get a lot of partners that will work with us to support what is going on. And then we also have a special room for young professionals who are below the age of 35, especially. Their own is $200 and so on and so forth. Students, and then those who want to participate virtual. It's for everybody. This is what the registration process looks like.
The Global Alliance World Public Relations Forum 2026 is coming to Abuja, Nigeria, Africa's biggest, brightest, boldest PR gathering ever. Are you ready to be part of history? Here's how to register in just 3 simple steps.
Step 1. Log on to www.wprf2026.niprng.org.ng. From the homepage, tap register from the top menu or the hero banner. Step 2. Scroll down to view the full ticket price list. Find your correct category and pricing. Dollar and Naira are accepted. Then tap buy ticket/register. Step 3. Select your category: student, young professional, practitioner, member. Bank account details drop automatically. Make payment using the exact listed ticket amount. Upload your receipt, maximum of 2 megabytes, and complete the form fields. Submit. You'll get an instant acknowledgement email. Final confirmation email arrives within 0 to 72 hours.
That's it. Fast, simple, secure. WPRF 2026. Biggest, brightest, boldest. Register now. Abuja is waiting.
These are the contact emails for essential services, which will be up and running with effect from August 1, 2026. We are putting finishing touches to all the arrangements. In Africa, there is a saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We want to go far with you. And that's why we are very delighted to be with you this morning, because we don't want to go alone. We want to be part and parcel of this. And as we conclude, we know that Jennifer is saying to us, no Walhala. And Adrian is saying to us, no Walhala. Come to Nigeria and have fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, Ike and team. That was a really good presentation, and gives us a really great understanding of what's happening in Nigeria. Now, we did have some pre-submitted questions, and obviously I want to take any questions for anybody here that's live and on the thing. But let me just quickly share a slide just for additional logistics from Australia and New Zealand that I just wanted to share. Just in terms of things like visa, health, and flights, and of course you heard from the presentation there what some of the flights are and the discounts that people are getting. Visa is really easy. It is basically now an electronic or e-visa. And the usual passport requirements like 2 blank pages and 6 months on your passport. But there is a link to, I'll share for the immigration services. So for both Australia and New Zealand, it can be done directly through the e-visa from the Nigerian site. So we'll absolutely share that with you. And then there's a completion of a landing and departure card that is needed as well. So fairly straightforward on the visa and entry requirements. Health requirements, I did look up things like vaccinations and so on. There is a requirement that yellow fever vaccination is done. For those of us that travel a lot, you've probably already got that. And you must carry your yellow book. For those that know the yellow book in Australia, New Zealand, because you need to have that on your person to say that it is there. Malaria is an issue right across the continent of Africa, but it is there's a combination of different options for malaria, anti-malaria tablets that you can get. So I would make sure certainly you have those done. And there was some recommendations to make sure you're up to date with things like hepatitis A, B, typhoid, and meningitis, and have done a polio booster, which is, again, quite standard if you're going to any of the countries in Africa or even Asia. So if you do a lot of travel in Asia, you've probably got all of those. So just make sure you've done those all 6 to 8 weeks beforehand. Flights, interestingly enough, and the good news is flight prices have reduced since we first started looking at this a few months ago. So you can get a decent flight either out of Auckland or any of the cities in Australia using Qatar Airways. Are the most direct from this part of the world. It goes through Doha and then direct to Abuja. So they're really good flight options for us. And they've come down to just over 2,200 for that time of year. I was checking the prices today. There is obviously options with Virgin Airlines because they're in code share with Qatar Airways. And there is Emirates flights as well that also do very similar. So generally it is through the Middle East, either Dubai or Doha. You can go on Ethiopian Airlines via Singapore or Turkish Airlines via Istanbul, and they all have quite good prices on those at the moment. So that's great, and keep an eye out certainly on any of those directions that you get from the World PR team. I am so pleased, Ike and team, you presented that to us. It really builds the excitement of this event, and we're going to be encouraging all members to attend this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, if I look at it from the step back, because it's about change. We're all about that at the center, is what positive impact can we have on the world, and you have created this amazing platform to bring the thinkers together right around the world to make that Abuja Declaration. I can't say how important enough that is for us at this time in our history, where we have to start making some movement on what does it mean to be a communication professional in this day and age, and what should we be saying to the world in the way that we can actually unite the world in peace. And I think you took it to that next level of even what I was thinking about. So thank you for allowing me to work with you guys on that and the center. We're really happy about that. So let me open up for any questions that you might have about travel, hotel, all of those sorts of things. Sia.
So I have a couple of questions, actually. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation, everybody. That was brilliant. And it's really exciting because I was talking to Adrian, and because I've got so much travel this year, I was thinking, should I come? Should I not come? And just watching that, I'm definitely coming now. So that has taken me over the edge. So I'm and let me just say how much I love jollof rice. Oh, I absolutely I actually used to cook it because I lived in London for a while and back in the day. So it was on my agenda a couple of times a month. So I do like it. Anyway, thank you for the information on the schedule. I just wanted to clarify a couple of things. The schedule you mentioned, the speakers that you've got locked in already, or I know it's a work in progress. Is that available on the World PR Forum 2026 website that people can go and visit when they need to just keep in touch and find out what's happening on the schedule? Is that available now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yes,
okay.
yes.
The other
just
thing,
WPRF 2026.NIPR, it will show up.
Wonderful.
All the information is there.
Okay. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to wear to the awards ceremony. I love the idea of getting a traditional dress made up. I love that. So I'm definitely going to do that. I just wanted to clarify, as a member organization of the Global Alliance, that means all CSCE members can get the discounted rate. Is that correct?
Yes, of course. Of course. Excellent.
Wonderful. I'm just curious. This is purely out of curiosity because that's quite a coup getting the president of Nigeria to chair this event. Because if I think about the Australian experience, that would probably never happen here. How easy or difficult was it to convince the president of Nigeria to be part of this program and to chair the event?
It was not easy. You know, we are speaking to ourselves here, so we can address ourselves. Most political leaders don't understand the value and the relevance of public relations. They just see us as spinners. So when they hear public relations, it's like, in fact, some even take journalists more seriously than public relations practitioners. But what happened was that when we came into office, my current council that I lead, when we came into office in 2023, we began to insist that public relations is no longer a management function, but it's now a leadership function. That became a message that we took. And we have an act, the legal instrument of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, that insists that for you to practice public relations, you must be chartered because it's a very serious profession. We began to emphasize that, and we began to align with government to insist that if you want your communication to be taken seriously, then look for the professionals. And we were able to create a difference between practitioners and professionals. Everybody claims to be a public relations practitioner, but they are not professionals. And unfortunately for them, unfortunately for us, they hired a spokesperson who was not a public relations professional. And he created a lot of problems. He was a successful journalist who came to do public relations, and he ran into problems. Secondly, the president, in picking his Minister of Information, understood us and went and picked Mohammed Idris, who is a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. He has practiced public relations for over 30 years, and at some point was chairman of his local chapter in Kaduna State. So when the president picked him and he began to show the difference between professional management of information and communication and others who are just making noise, hitting up the polity, and so on and so forth. So before we submitted our bid, before we even announced our interest, we got in touch with the minister and said, this is what we want to do. So we were able to secure his buy-in. This is strategic engagement. We were able to secure his buy-in before even going into it. Unlike what people do in the past, they go and get it and then come and inform. But we felt that politicians don't like information. They like engagement. So we engaged and got his mandate. So to him, it is him who is encouraging us to go for this. So when the thing now came, we told him that this is a country project. The role of NIPR has ceased, in quote, because ours was to go and bid, because Global Alliance will not give hosting right to government. It has to be the national public relations organization or association who we bid. We have done the bid, we have defended it, and it's been awarded to the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. But you know what? It is now the country Nigeria that is hosting. Because Adrian will not say that he's coming to NIPR. He will say he's coming to Nigeria. And you will not say you are coming to NIPR, you are coming to Nigeria. Jollof rice is a Nigerian iconic symbol, not NIPR. Alena will not say NIPR, she will say Nigeria. So we were able to make a presentation to government to say, don't joke with this because it's not about us. It's about the nation Nigeria.
Yeah.
The minister carried it like that and went to the president and told him, Mr. President, you have to take this very seriously because people are coming from all over the world and it's not something that the government should joke with.
Yeah.
He went the first time, he came back, he went the second time, and the president said, go ahead, I will be the chief host.
Wow.
You know, and that's it.
Mm.
And we haven't given up. You know, presidents are very interesting people. We keep hammering it every day until November is gone.
You got to be there.
We're able to get the president of Zambia also to
Zambia,
be
yeah.
the national address, you know, because Irene, who is the chair of Africa Regional Council, helped us through the Minister of Information and Media in Zambia to get across to the president. You know, so that's how it happened. It was through strategic engagement. So you can imagine how excited I am dealing with the Center for Strategic Communication and Excellence, because it's about the strategy. You may know what to do, but if you don't know the strategy, you could run into problems.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thanks for that again, EK. Is there any other questions? I have one that was pre-submitted, and it was about the hotel and costs of hotel. You did say that there was 4-star, 3-star, 4, 3-star hotels. How do people go about booking the hotel once they've got registered?
Okay, we are concluding that arrangement with all the hotels because we had to set up a team going around the hotels. You know, it's one thing for hotels to claim something. It's another thing for you to be sure that what they have claimed is what it is. So that is going on, and latest by the end of this month, it is fully sorted, and the codes will now be released. And we are getting discounted fares, the discounted hotel accommodation rates, and so on.
So I would recommend then to anybody that is the priority is register for the World PR Forum, and then look out for information on the hotels, because there's some great deals being done. And but even if you look online at the moment, it is so inexpensive to stay in Nigeria in the hotel. So don't jump the gun because there's good prices. I think the prices will get even better with the deals being done.
Certainly. And then, of course, if anybody has any hotel of his choice that he or she prefers to stay, please let us know. We will talk with them and then include it, because there are people who have hotels that they usually attached to and so on. We'll be willing to go in there, negotiate with them, and then make sure we get the best rate that is available.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for that. Any other questions? And don't forget, for those that are watching the stream back, and we'll be posting this through all of our sites and YouTube as well. So we've got this presentation. I encourage everybody to come along to Nigeria World PR Forum. We are definitely going to be there. We'd love to see as many people there as possible. It is going to be the greatest event in a long time in our profession. If you have any questions, do reach out to us. We'll put you in touch with the right people. Go to the website that has been given to you, and in the follow-up email to this, we'll put the links and the information there for you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It's been a great session, and I really appreciate you all joining.
Before you leave, I would like to invite Yakubu to also express our vote of thanks and give his closing remarks. Yakubu, please.
Thank you so much.
Yakubu, are you still with us? Okay. You are muted. You are muted, Yakubu.
Well, thank you so very much. You know, I've really also totally been engrossed in, and thank you for your very kind comments. I caught Sia mentioning her dinner dress. We do actually have an aspect that we created for WPRF. We call it the 7 hours tailor.
Yes,
So we
she
would
heard
have
about it.
very specialized
She heard about
designers
it.
who would be there. Just
I'm looking forward to
okay,
it.
that's very good. And if you would also recall, Mr. President said we have created a song. We've composed the Global Alliance theme song, because we think that sometimes the voice of humanity can be very discordant and, very disparate sometimes. And you find that through music, you can emotionalize and sensitize people. So, we have music playing a centerpiece with very deep lyrics that would show that indeed public relations can actually bring all the heterogeneous cleavages and different voices and discordant voices together. I think maybe the biggest takeaway we should all have is the fact that when we say that in November, the finest, minds and the finest professionals in public relations will be gathered in Abuja, we're really speaking to the very heart of public relations, which speaks to fine mind, a mindset that would always emphasize people reaching for their peak in whatever they do. And that peak performance is what we want to reflect and resonate all through WPRF. We want to emphasize respect. We want to bring warmth. We want to bring elegance. We want to bring politeness and sensitivity, core attributes of public relations,
We need to conclude now.
and that will be
Adrian wants
layered
to
with
go.
the kind of grace.
Yaku, we need
Thank
to
you so
conclude.
very much.
Thank
See you
you,
very
Mr.
soon
Wall.
in
Dr.
Abuja.
Jeme,
I'm
you
trying
want to
make
say
sure.
what?
Thank you so very much,
thank,
sir.
thank you, and thank you, Tope, as
Yes,
well.
yes, Mr. President.
Please do so quickly. Adrian wants to go. You are muted.
Let me
Talk
once
when-
again thank Adrian for the opportunity. Actually, Mr. President and Adrian and colleagues, I was on the way to the airport when I was making my presentation because I had a flight to catch at the private wing. And recall, Mr. President, that the MPC chair told us he was also traveling. So here he is, right here with me. So I can show his face.
That's the chairman of the National Planning Committee. That's the chairman of the National Planning Committee. Good morning, Dr. Suleiman.
Mr. President, good morning.
Good morning.
That's
So thank you very
wonderful.
much, Adrian. Nigeria is ready.
They
and
are
we are all
walking
set.
around the clock all over the country just to make sure that we give you the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you all for today. And Ike, if you could stay on, let me just sign off. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
everyone.
And do stay in touch. Thanks, everyone.
See you in Nigeria.
See you in Nigeria.
Thank you. See you soon.